Hi.
Hello. Just messing with some things that I've been collecting over the last couple weeks. Got an interesting dilemma here. Well, is it a dilemma? It's the question. It's always the question. I think that what's bothering me is that I want this thing to switch between this chord and this chord. But I want it to do it every 4 times. So if we were to make this slice based, that would mean slice 2 is here, slice 1 is here. The reason is I don't want to do it in 8 bars. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2. So I would alternate it like this, which is fine. Sorry, just adjusting this camera angle. So we could potentially do this and then just launch it in pairs, which is kind of a pain in the ass, but might be the best solution.
And so we want people to really respect what rap music is. You got to understand its origin. When you talk about like rap music, what you're hearing is pressure. You know how you make a diamond? Carbon. No pun intended, but it. And so we want people to really respect what rap music is. You got to understand its origin.
It is launching. Oh, that's weird. It's okay, so it needs to be a one-shot trig. Do I want that? Let's try this instead.
So we want people to really respect what rap music is. You got to understand its origin. When you talk about music, what you're hearing is pressure. You know how you make a diamond? Carbon. No pun intended, but it is black. Carbon, time, and pressure. That's how this music happens.
Yeah, I feel inspired again. I feel a fire within. My ancestors FaceTime me and talk through my pen. They use me as limbs. I go so within. I be so tired though, Kenny. I'm tired of strength. 100,000 thoughts and in a minute spin my head like spit the dream and let it think. My purpose here to spread like this is melon in the moonlight. This is melon in the moonlight. Scrolling through all of life's miseries. Life at the ceiling's face. I possess energy. Came out the other side. South and I'm centralized. Crenshaw on 54th. South of the city B. More than just home to me. That's my geography. I make the...
Hold on. Oh yeah, okay, so this needs to be... I did in fact save this earlier. So what I'm doing here is I made some stems from some stuff that friends were making, and then I threw them into my self-isolation folder, and now I'm drawing on it for inspiration. So I have these in stem form, they all line up. Right, so this I really want. Why is it not in time? It's really annoying. So we're just gonna do it the manual way. And then that's gonna be so I'm gonna have to make a second slice. I guess I could just go like that. And then we're gonna make this a one-shot trig. Yeah. I do not want to just rate there. So clear. So what I want this to be, I was thinking about this. I want this to be negating all of my instruments and letting Pharrell, or whoever's rapping at the time, Def in this case, to have like an emphasis moment. Sorry, I'm gonna get on the next go around. By it, I mean start this verse, which I think I'm gonna do manually because I don't like having I have a first, I originally had a first trig like this, which allows me to start.
And so we want people to really respect what rap music is. You gotta understand its origin.
I wanted it to do that, but I realized that when I was alternating them, it would start over again when I came back to pattern 1. So the alternative to that would be making it a one-shot trig, which you go like the function 1. And then you have to arm it every time, but it's like, why not just trigger it manually, like
And so we want people to really respect what rap music is, you gotta understand its origin. When you talk about like rap music, what you're hearing is pressure. You know how you make a diamond? Carbon. No pun intended, but it is black. Carbon, time, and pressure. That's how this music happens.
Yeah, I feel inspired again. I feel a fire within. My ancestors FaceTime me and talk through my pen. They use me as limbs. I go so within. I be so tired though, Kenny. I'm tired of strength. 100,000 thoughts and in a minute spin my head like spit the dream and lit it thing. My purpose here to spread like this is melon in the moonlight. This is melon in the moonlight. Scrolling through all of life's miseries. Life at the ceiling's face. I possess energy. Came out the other side. South and I'm centralized. Cringe. South of the city be more than just home to me. That's my geography. I make the movement move. Universe listening. Enough to be who I am, so I just pretend to be. We talk about life's ills, but who got the remedies? I know what it is because I know what it is, and I know what I am, and I notice that image. I've been living my lyrics, no limits. I get it. My life is a limerick. I'm growing, I'm glowing, I'm crying, I'm triggered, I'm feeling.
Time. That's how this music happens. And so people like it. It feels amazing. But then there's a certain group of people. Well, why is it like that? Why are they talking about this? What that? Because we've been dealing with this for a lot of time, and we've been dealing with this with a lot of pressure. That's what makes this music.
We cooking with degrees now. All the lynchings by police now. Hey, I let the truth speak. I see the future. I read the tea leaves. I got no ceiling. I got a meeting. Cancel that meeting. Word with a Ouija. I'm thinking free today. I feel this deeply. Wait. I'm so fearless with this message. On my records are reflections, so I mirror every session. I am here and I am destined. I got songs, I got theories. I'm the glass, never empty. Yo, cause I'm the water, do you feel me? Do it for the people, let them know that they ain't see through. I'm here and I'm with you and I'm here and I feel you every chance I get. I free him, sparring with my demons every single week, and that's on God, Morgan Freeman.
There's a lot of stigma placed on black people, you know? A lot. You know? But they ain't out there shooting up no schools. And for people who are hearing what I'm saying and think I'm being racist, you know what? Little white girls ain't shooting up no schools neither.
I love that line. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I imagine, what do I want to do next? I mean, that's just two things. There was a version of this that I wanted to try where instead of kind of like what's that song? That James Blake song. It's like everything feels like touchdown on a rainy day. What is that song? Life Around Here. So there's a part of that. To answer your question, can the delayed feedback ring out when you slide back to scene A? The easiest way to do that is not by using a crossfader. Right now I have it locked. So essentially what I'm doing is I have the scene B locked to 0 for this lock delay. So I can...
And so if we want people to really respect what rap music is, you got to understand its origin.
So I'm basically giving it that thing, that trigger. Instead of doing that, you could, instead of using the crossfader to do that, you could use just the regular knob. It basically works like it sends it to 0, or once it goes to 0, if this lock is turned on, it locks whatever happens to be there when the 0 is hit. So
And so if we want people to really respect what rap music is, you got to understand its origin.
But the problem is, I mean, that's, you know, kind of finicky. I would say, yeah, I don't know. I think that's probably the easiest, or you can use your delay control right here, which is function down, get to delay control, and now these 8 are tracks with delay on them, so it only works on the tracks that have lock delay set. So in this case, number 5 is here, and it'll basically, it'll work when oh well, okay, so I have to trigger the sample somehow. Just do it real quick like this. Switch
and
back.
so if we want people to really respect what rap music is, you got to understand its origin. When you talk about like rap music, what you're hearing is pressure.
Yeah, so those are like the 2 probably easiest ways to do it, is either setting a crossfader to do the lock and then move it back when you don't want to have it anymore, or to do a combination of both of these things. So if I wasn't using, yeah, so let's try it this way.
And so if we want people to really respect what rap music is, you got to understand its origin.
Maybe I don't have the lock on this one.
When you talk about like rap music, what you're hearing is pressure.
So now this is number 5.
You know how you make a diamond? Carbon. No pun intended, but it is black.
So you could combine these 2.
Carbon, time, and pressure. That's how this music happens.
Yeah, I feel inspired again. I feel a fire within. My ancestors FaceTime me and talk through my pen. They use me as limbs. I go so within. I be so tired though, Kenny. I'm tired of strength. 100,000 thoughts and in a minute spin my head like spit the dream and lit it thing. My purpose here to spread like this is melanin in the moonlight. This is melanin in the moonlight. Scrolling through all of life's miseries. Life at the ceiling's face. I possess energy. Came out the other side. South and I'm centralized. Crenshaw on 54th. South of the city B. More than just home to me. That's my geography. I make the movement move. Universe listening. Enough to be who I am. So I just pretend to be. We talk about life's ills, but who got the remedies? I know what it is because I know what it is. And I know what I am. And I know this an image I've been living. My lyrics, no limits. I get it. My life is a limerick. I'm growing. I'm glowing. I'm crying. I'm triggered. I'm feeling.
Yeah, I got to do that. So what I'm doing there is giving it, I'm basically combining what I know is muted with extra mutes, which is kind of a fun way to work with. Because I was originally thinking like I wouldn't want to have, hey Tristan, I wouldn't want to have like 3 different scenes that are muting just different things. How am I going to remember that shit? So now I just do this, knowing that this is going to be in here. So trigger this.
And so if we want people to really respect what rap music is, you got to understand its origin. When you talk about like rap music, what you're hearing is pressure.
Probably make some kind of,
You know how you make a diamond? Carbon. No pun intended, but it is black. Carbon, time, and pressure. That's how this music happens.
Yeah,
This is Pharrell, by the way.
I feel inspired again. I feel a fire within. My ancestors
Hey, Nick.
FaceTime me and talk through my pen. They use me as limbs. I go so within. I be so tired though, Kenny. I'm tired of strength. 100,000 thoughts and in a minute spin my head like spit the dream and lit it thing. My purpose here to spread like this is melanin in the moonlight. This is melanin in the moonlight. Scrolling through all of life's miseries. Life at the ceiling's face. I possess energy. Came out the other side.
So I was thinking about doing something with this track that feels a bit like Life Round Here by James Blake. there's like this part where it gets really crazy and computer is not playing music. Oh well. So I also have this new bass, this new synth folder with this just a ton of single notes. I'm going to put this in files number 40 through 50 so I can keep track. It's in bank 4 so I can keep it in like the 40s. This is a lot of that's actually pretty close. Yeah, that's close enough. That's an E. So boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna have to play it in. So I don't want trig quantizing because I want it to be sloppy. I don't remember where that is. And also shorter. This actually would have been better if it was up an octave. Can't believe this library is every single note on these analog instruments. That seems like so much work. Whoa, 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 whoa. some more cool stuff going on. Now, where is the option for quantizing? Sequencer? MIDI sequencer? No. Is it? No, it's not MIDI. Quantize live recording. Yes, quantize live recording. Here, personal settings. I kind of want it to be an LFO actually, on second thought, because this is just such a pain in the ass to try to. But is it going to sound right if I do it this way? Is the question. Filter. Width. Trig. Haha. Just one. There we go. I like it kind of quiet. That's kind of cool. So we're going to do that twice. Bum, 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 bum. I feel like I should replay this. Yeah. Dun. I don't know why that's happening. That's kind of cool. I'm cool with that.
So if we want people to really respect what rap music is, you got to understand its origin. When you talk about like rap music, what you're hearing is pressure. You know how you make a diamond? Carbon. No pun intended, but it is black. Carbon, time, and pressure. That's how this music happens.
Yeah, I feel inspired again. I feel a fire within. My ancestors FaceTime me and talk through my pen. They use me as limbs. I go so within. I be so tired though, Kenny. I'm tired of strength. 100,000 thoughts and in a minute spin my head like spit the dream and lit it thing. My purpose here to spread like this is melon in the moonlight. This is melon in the moonlight. Scrolling through all of life's miseries. Life at the ceiling's face. I possess energy. Came out the other side. South and I'm centralized. Crenshaw on 54th. South of the city B. More than just home to me. That's my geography. I make the move.
I mean, I could also. It's probably pretty good here too. Yeah. So what if I put this? Clear that page. Let's see. Go up a fifth. No, a fourth, which is 5 semitones. We go to 7. Actually, I should save this on the first page so I can test it. Might as well try it. It's kind of cool. Maybe shorter. I wonder what that sounds like on the beginning. Also tempted to put some kind of lo-fi on there, but anyway, sorry. I do think that having it be reverb is still pretty cool. Just want it to sound more aggressive is the problem. try that again.
And so if we want people to really respect what rap music is, you got to understand its origin. When you talk about like rap music, what you're hearing is pressure. You know how you make a diamond? Carbon. No pun intended, but it is black. Carbon, time, and pressure. That's how this music happens.
Yeah, I feel inspired again. I feel a fire within. My ancestors FaceTime me and talk through my pen. They use me as limbs. I go so within. I be so tired though, Kenny. I'm tired of strength. 100,000 thoughts and in my head spin my head like spit the dream and let it thing. My purpose here to spread like this is melon in the moonlight. This is melon in the moonlight. Scrolling through all of life's miseries. Life at the ceiling's face. I possess energy. Came out the other side, south and I'm centralized. Crenshaw on 54th, south of the city B. More than just home to me, that's my geography. I make the movement move, universe listening. Enough to be who I am, so I just pretend to be. We talk about life's ills, but who got the remedies? I know what it is because I know what it is, and I know what I am, and I know this an image. I've been living my lyrics, no limits, I get it. My life is a limerick, I'm growing, I'm glowing, I'm crying, I'm triggered, I'm feeling.
Time and pressure. That's how this music happens. And so people like it, it feels amazing. But then there's a certain group of people, well, why is it like that? Why are they talking about this? Why are they talking about that? Because we've been dealing with this for a lot of time. And we've been dealing with this with a lot of pressure. That's what makes this music.
We cooking with the grease now. All the lynchings by police now. Hey. I let the truth speak. I see the future. I read the tea leaves. I got no ceiling. Ay. I got a meeting. Ay. Cancel that meeting. Ay. Or with a Ouija. Ay. I'm thinking.
Yeah, so I should switch that.
I feel this deeply. Wait. I'm so fearless with this message. On my records a reflection, so I mirror every session. I am here and I am destined. I got songs, I got theories. I'm the glass, never empty. Yo, cause I'm the water, do you feel me? Do it for the people, let them know that they ain't see through. I'm here and I'm with you and I hear and I feel you every chance I get up free. I'm sparring with my demons every single week, and that's on God, Morgan Freeman.
There's a lot of stigma placed on black people, you know? A lot. You know? But they ain't out there shooting up no schools. And for people who are hearing what I'm saying and think I'm being racist, you know what? Little white girls ain't shooting up no schools neither.
That was great. Thanks for watching, everybody. Yeah, I'm just kind of working through this quarantine mix that I've been kind of going back and forth with some friends, and they've been sending me some ideas and samples and stems, and I'm kind of putting them together on the Octatrack. And I kind of want to eventually set up a full like 30 to 60 minutes of just different bits and pieces. Where are we? We're here. I'd be interested in seeing if this next one works, because I have another track. I mean, I really like how that sounds already. I feel like the most I would do is just bring out different parts of that. Yeah, so maybe even 1, 2 is the part without the bass. Yeah, so we're gonna copy this, copy that, and we're gonna cut the bass line out of the first 2. So these 2 are the beginning. I'm controlling with the Fader Fox. I have all 6 of these tracks mapped to the tracks here. So horizontally, I'm doing volume on tracks 1 through 6, filter bass, filter width, and then release, which is more interesting in some other tracks that I'm working with. But yeah, so at the moment I'm kind of doing it like I saw this video on Resident Advisor, and Surgeon was using one, and I was like, damn, that's really cool. And what's cool too is you can save 24 different configurations. Actually, I think it's 16. So you can have 16 different presets, and you just use like a web page to update it. I wonder if this sounds like bassy if I bring it down. Yeah, it's cool. Like Surgeon, yeah, it is kind of pricey, but you know what? It's not more expensive than that weird Octatrack, like self-designed thing that like is the same size as the Octatrack and is a bunch of faders. I was like determined not to get that thing, and so here we are. What's nice about this too, sorry, is if you connect this to an iPad or something, you can control like there's like a MIDI, there's a modular synthesis plugin that's like $10, and you can design like any mod synths that you want, and you can map them to like a surface like this. So all you need these days is like I guess that would require some sort of MIDI to USB capability, but yeah, a lot of different options, and this is good for if I wanted to have, like, I could imagine doing a set with the Fader Fox and like a APC 40 and just having those two control Ableton, because then I would have these extra knobs that I could use for some of the more basic stuff. I feel like there's some things about the APC that I don't like, and part of that is these like kind of inner menus, so having like a set of static knobs would be nice. Anyway, I'm gonna test, right, so yeah, going through this, patterns 1 and 2, I'm probably gonna alternate them. And then when I want bass, I go over here. And that's also just gonna give me room later on, if I want to jam with this track and I wanna make 3 and 4 even crazier, then I still have 1 and 2 as like a fallback. I think building the progression of discovery into your patterns is really helpful, because then you can kind of like create your own version of like a history. So if you're like, oh, I don't like this as much, I can go back to previous ones. And then I'm gonna just see if I can use this track that I'm working on to be the next track in the transition. Which means instead of, I'm going to have this stay the same because that's playing the end of the Pharrell bit. And then I'm going to play the vocal from this other track. And this is, I exported this one as just its own thing because I really like how it sounds. I mixed it and I produced this today. I mixed it and made it sound nice. So I kind of want to just leave it that way. I wish I could test. Well, I guess I could test. Because essentially what I'm doing is I want to...
You know what? Little white girls ain't shooting up no schools neither. And for people who are hearing what I'm saying and think I'm being racist.
Yeah, so I could...
And
played
for
that.
people who are hearing what I'm saying and think I'm being racist, you know what? Little white girls ain't shooting up no schools neither.
That's great. Getting everything to a closer volume, that's a good question. I don't think normalizing is as great as I used to think that. Now I kind of just go off feel. If something sounds like it's the right level in my computer, I just export it without normalizing. And you can save the settings of your samples in the Octatrack. But yeah, I don't really know that there's a hard and fast thing. I kind of treat it depending on the file. If I'm feeling like that, that particular file is going to be like, for example, I don't go back into my sample libraries and splice and see if it's normalized or not, because I'm imagining most of them are. When it comes to stems, for example, that's a good example. So like if I have multiple stems, I'm not going to normalize them, because then that means I have to mix every single one to sound good together. I just export them as they sound good, and then I can at least start from them being balanced and then boost them all like the same amount. So that's usually how I treat it. Yeah, I'm really digging this intro here.
And for people who are hearing what I'm saying and think I'm being racist, you know what? Little white girls ain't shooting up no schools neither.
It's kind of great, right? Because it's like, it sounds like the beginning of like it sounds like the beginning of Midsommar or something.
And for people who are hearing what I'm saying and think I'm being racist, you know what? Little white girls ain't shooting up no schools neither.
What was the question? Sorry. Def. This is Def. Oh, he's not actually like here except in the chat, but Def is the rapping voice on the track. Yeah, Def, I hope you heard this kind of transition going from the ending of that last track to Annabelle's track.
And for people who are hearing what I'm saying and think I'm being racist, you know what? Little white girls ain't shooting up no schools neither.
Yeah. Excited about that. And what's nice about this too is I have it set so that time stretch doesn't get affected. And that lets me transition into another track, change the tempo. Nothing's going to change. So now I can set up for the next track. Although I wonder...
Tippy toes and yell while you can. I know it's a lot to understand. Everything is frozen. Are we still dropping sand in the hourglass? Tied by the minute hand. Slipping through the fingertips. I feel it slowly losing grip. I'm slipping through the fingertips. I feel it slowly losing grip. I'm tired of building castles. Are you changing your plans? Are you hanging around with bottles and cans? Swallowing your tongue, or is it tied with demands? Is it time for us to just despair?
Sweet, thanks.
Feeling slowly losing grip, I'm slipping out. I'm slipping out.
Thank you. Yeah, it's that piano is addicting keys, I think. The question is taking this piano to the next track, which I've intentionally left a little longer. Send which? The beat? Oh, the piano line? Yeah, I can send that. I'll send that tonight. Yeah, so I've set this up as well for performance here. Oh, actually, check this out too. Hold on. I'm gonna play this part, which is this the right one? Yeah.
I want to think of quietude as an assemblage of bodies. And if I were to do that, I would be very much invited to notice that it can happen here. This space of slowing down, this place of achieving rest, this place of critiquing or diffracting modernity, right in the belly of modernity, right in the city. Enchantment is never in short supply. Most of us are caught in the habit of thinking of escape as a way towards the sacred. That is, the sacred lies in the distance. If we can leave the mundane and the banal behind, then we will find the sacred. But I think the sacred is more pervasive, more fugitive than just something that is exterior to the conditions we want to live behind.
Huh? Now what if I wonder if there's a track in here that has that tempo. 85 118 120 150. Yeah, I know. I had a really good time making this beat. I would have to tell this thing that it's 118 and then slow it down, which I'm not a huge fan of, but especially with long vocals like this, the Octatrack is pretty terrible at time warping, but we can fast forward a little bit. Slice on length 128, and then
I'm out here looking for hope. I'm out here looking for hope and perspective with my fears are projections I'm chasing perfection with. perfection is not a thing. I want more of everything. I want all the credit, you know. Checks on the checklist. I be hungry, I'm extra. I be humbled and crazy. I just mumble, I'm present. I be
gone in a second. Complexions. I am.
every man, every woman. I am a collection of every color and hue. I am the distortion. I am imperfection. I be just like.
I have a feeling there's music in this beat. What if there's ad-libs? Ooh. I'm just gonna dig into some ad-libs here.
Yep.
Layer, second verse. Vocal, first verse.
Jehovah holding down drums. Allah.
It's tricky with... I guess I could just try it.
Jehovah holding down drums. Allah grooving on keys. Elohim is on bass. We all groove to one beat. Super infinite on them instruments. All live inside me.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
Elohim is on bass. We all.
Outstretched hands. Yeah. Let me see if I can just find a piece that I like.
The credit. Color and hue. I am the every color and hue.
Every color and hue. I have a feeling it's a very different kind of beat.
When you see me, I hope you see each other.
I guess I could try. I can't remember what speed colors is at.
How you feel? Ooh. Ooh. Mirrors attract. Insert your laugh.
Where's the main bit? Oh yeah, there was a vocal thing that you had in here that I really liked. Some woman was singing. Oh yeah, I think it. Where is it? Is it this one? Stay chill.
Just a bug.
I think it might have been the wrong file format, which is why it's not showing up. Bummer.
I be so hella adjustable. I be so fluid like water moves. Sometimes I don't wanna fuck with you. Boundaries, boundaries. I be running. I be so hella adjustable. I be so fluid like water moves. Sometimes I don't wanna fuck with you. Boundaries, boundaries. I be running from. I be so hella adjustable. I be so fluid like water moves. Sometimes I don't wanna fuck with you. Boundaries, boundaries. I be running from. I be so hella adjustable. I be so fluid like water moves. Sometimes I don't wanna fuck with you. Boundaries, boundaries. I be running from. I be so hella adjustable. I be so fluid like water moves. Sometimes I don't wanna fuck with you. Boundaries. I be running from. I be so hella adjustable. I be so fluid like water moves. Sometimes I don't wanna fuck with you. Boundaries. I be running from. I be so hella adjustable. I be so fluid like water.
To answer your question, Lucas, I don't normally do that. I kind of just wanted to do that for this live set because I've tried streaming my computer and it just sucks. It's like really hard to get the audio to sound right in Ableton, and trying to have a computer run Ableton and stream at the same time. It's just a lot to ask. So I just I found this to be the most fun to perform with. And so here's here's kind of how I. But that is how I use the Octatrack. Sometimes I'll make beats naturally on here with a bunch of the loops that I have. But this is a fun way. I had a lot of fun the other day with, I think it was like a couple weeks ago, I made this poem with some vocals from Def.
Poem is here. The name of this poem is Hey.
And I like the idea of jamming
The name
to
of this poem is Palestine.
the song
The
and
name
switching.
of this poem is America. The name is Flint, Michigan. The name.
Yes, I do that. So I'll be in Ableton producing something, and then I'll export it into the stems that I want to mess with here. And then I combine that with like other samples that are already in here. But this particular project is more of a hybrid than it usually is. I don't usually make songs combining the Octatrack in a performance way with the Ableton. It's just a bit slightly different workflow. Yeah, so the way that this was going to go was Bayo Komalafe into that, but I also... Yeah, we're going to try something here. Move this track over here and remove that. So that will let me switch to, okay, so we're gonna try this. What I'm gonna do, I'm going to play this beat. And then I'm going to go into that song that Annabelle sang, and then go into the next section.
And so we want people to really respect what rap music is. You got to understand its origin. When you talk about like rap music, what you're hearing is pressure. You know how you make a diamond? Carbon. No pun intended, but it is black. Carbon. Time and pressure. That's how this music happens.
Yeah, I feel inspired again. I feel a fire within. My ancestors FaceTime me and talk through my pen. They use me as limbs. I go so within. I be so tired though, Kenny. I'm tired of strength. 100,000 thoughts and then I'm in and spin my head like spit the dream and let it thing. My purpose here to spread like this is melanin in the moonlight.
I do like the shorter version. Oh, actually, I haven't heard that poem yet. I will listen to that at some point.
All of life's miseries, life at the ceiling's face. I possess energy, came out the other side. South and I'm centralized. Crenshaw on 54th, south of the city B. More than just home to me, that's my geography. I make the movement move, universe listen in. Enough to be who I am, so I just pretend to be. We talk about life's ills, but who got the remedies?
Oh shit.
I know what it is because I know what it is, and I know what I am, and I know.
This is drifting. I set the tempo to, I didn't save it. Shit. 87, 88.
And so we want people to really respect what rap music is. You got to understand its origin. When you talk about like rap music, what you're hearing is pressure. You know how you make a diamond? Carbon. No pun intended, but it is black. Carbon. Time and pressure. That's how this music happens.
Yeah, I feel inspired again. I feel a fire within. My ancestors FaceTime me and talk through my pen. They use me as limbs. I go so within. I be so tired though, Kenny. I'm tired of strength.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the tempo was set to 90. Damn it. No wonder it was drifting. And this was set to not time stretch. So, god damn it.
And so we want people to really respect what rap music is. You got to understand its origin. When you talk about like rap music, what you're hearing is pressure. You know how you make a diamond? Carbon. No pun intended, but it is black. Carbon, time, and pressure. That's how this music happens.
Yeah, I feel inspired again. I feel a fire within. My ancestors FaceTime me and talk through my pen. They use me as limbs. I go so within. I be so tired though, Kenny. I'm tired of strength. 100,000 thoughts and in a minute spin my head like spit the dream and lit it thing. My purpose here to spread like this is melon in the moonlight. This is melon in the moonlight. Scrolling through all of life's miseries. Life at the ceiling's face. I possess energy. Came out the other side, south and I'm centralized. Crenshaw on 54th, south of the city B. More than just home to me, that's my geography. I make the movement move, universe listening. Enough to be who I am, so I just pretend to be. We talk about life's ills, but who got the remedies? I know what it is because I know what it is, and I know what I am, and I notice that image. I've been living my lyrics, no limits, I get it. My life is a limerick, I'm growing, I'm glowing, I'm crying, I'm triggered, I'm feeling.
Time and pressure. That's how this music happens. And so people like it, it feels amazing. But then there's a certain group of people, well, why is it like that? Why are they talking about this? Why are they talking about that? Because we've been dealing with this for a lot of time, and we've been dealing with this with a lot of pressure. That's what makes this music.
We cooking with the grease now. All the lynchings by police now. Hey. I let the truth speak. I see the future. I read the tea leaves. I got no ceiling. Ay. I got a meeting. Ay. Cancel that meeting. Ay. Bar with a Ouija. Ay. I'm thinking free today. I feel this deeply. Wait. I'm so fearless with this message. All my records are reflections, so I mirror every session. I am here and I am destined. I got songs, I got theories. I'm the glass, never empty. Yo, cause I'm the water, do you feel me? Do it for the people, let them know that they ain't see-through. I'm here and I'm with you and I hear and I feel you every chance I get. I free 'em, sparring with my demons every single week, and that's on God, Morgan Freeman.
There's a lot of stigma placed on black people, you know? A lot. You know? But they ain't out there shooting up no schools. And for people who are hearing what I'm saying and think I'm being racist, you know what? Little white girls ain't shooting up no schools neither.
That needs to be sooner. But I'm gonna just start it. So these are still looping for some reason.
Get up on your tippy toes and yell while you can. I know it's a lot to understand. Everything is frozen, are we still dropping sand in the hourglass, tied by the minute hand? Slipping through the fingertips, I feel it slowly losing grip. I'm slipping through the fingertips, I feel it slowly losing grip. I'm tired of building castles. Are you changing your plans? Are you hanging around with bottles and cans? Swallowing your tongue, or is it tied with demands? Is it time for us to just expand?
Then I'm gonna go to the Bayo Komolafe speech.
Slipping through the fingertips, I feel it slowly losing grip. I'm slipping through the fingertips, I feel it slowly losing grip. I'm slipping out.
could also just play this part. And then I'm going to bring it up 1/2 step. Haha.
I want to think of quietude as an assemblage of bodies.
Pretty cool.
And if I were to do that, I would be very much invited to notice that it can happen here. This space of slowing down, this place of achieving rest, this place of critiquing or diffracting modernity, right in the belly of modernity, right in the city. Enchantment is never in short supply. Most of us are caught in the habit of thinking of escape as a way towards the sacred. That is, the sacred lies in the distance. If we can leave the mundane and the banal behind, then we will find the sacred. But I think the sacred is more pervasive, more fugitive than just something that is exterior to the conditions we want to leave behind.
All right, the tempo needs to be fixed. It's 100. Sweet. Yeah, so between Def's poem, that other Def beat, Annabelle's track, and this, I feel like there's around 15 minutes already. At least, maybe 20 minutes, 25. I mean, most of it isn't gonna sound like that because I don't think it fits musically as much, but we'll see. I mean, I don't even really know what fits musically because I also have this section which I'm pretty proud of, and it's like I feel like it's actually 132 or something. That metallic sound, hey Gleb, is a sound kit that I downloaded a couple days ago of Japanese instruments. So check this out. You've got percussion loops. A lot of really nice stuff. This is on Splice, by the way. And then there's also like a cymbal type thing. Hold on. The cat was getting curious. So yeah, I've got these cymbals. And that's at 100. Well, the thing is, I haven't really explored this section very much. I feel like what I should do. Which one? Which track is it that's playing? Oh, so it's track 2. I kind of want it to be... What number is it 17? So right. Yeah, because I wanted to try. I wanted to try doing it with a different sample here. If I was in pattern 5, then maybe I could switch it to. There's all kinds of stuff, because I have this other splice kit called, yeah, it does sound like a samurai fight. I have this other kit here of like 100 BPM stuff. Okay, that's not gonna work. Melodic loops, I think, would be a good one. Sounds too much like a ringtone. Maybe I do some sort of percussion thing. It's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Let's check this one out too. I did this drum and bass thing on, I was recording it on Instagram, and it involves playing
demands placed on me.
I have fucked things up and I don't even know how.
I tend to notice, due to the demands placed on me by my own body, that even getting included, I tend to notice, due to the demands.
Oh yeah, I wanted to do this, but I just have to fix everything else. I don't actually know what this pattern is for, but
I tend to notice, due to the demands placed on me by my own body, that even getting included is a form of violence. Even becoming a citizen, if I were a refugee like many of my sisters and brothers are, knocking on the doors of America or knocking on the doors of Europe, even with all of this, even to get accepted is a form of violence. There is a Procrustean bed dynamic that is at work that cuts away the flesh of the refugees and the immigrants and makes them adapt to a way of being that is not theirs. So I wonder if there aren't fugitive justices, fugitive hopes, fugitive spaces, unspeakable apophatic realities that are outside of this performance of power that we can notice. That might be scandalous to the modern ear, like saying, for instance, that they should travel with the slaves, condoned all that suffering, and yet was using that as a way of ritualizing other bodies into being. And so this is my question. This is the question that animates my work with the Emergence Network. What if the ways we respond to crisis is part of the crisis? What if there are other spaces of power? And what if we could touch these spaces of power and be touched in return? What happens?
and then we're off on another journey. 88. So that last one was 139. Let's make it 140, and we'll call it 140. So this is how I keep track of the tempos of the individual patterns. So far I have just about one tempo set for each bank. Each bank is like maybe 1, 2, or 3 tracks. In this case, it's one track at 90, 95, 90. In another case, it's at 100, which is over here. I should rename this one 100 so I can look in the same spot. This one is 140. This one is 88. So if I'm responsible, I'm going to go into Finder, and I'm going to switch these two back so that the 88 one is closer to the 91, and then put the 141 on the further end. The way you do that in Finder is you just rename it bank 1, bank 2, just rename them. Cool. I think I'm pretty much done for the day, but thanks everybody for sticking around and watching me kind of navigate this stuff. I'm thinking in the future I'm probably going to just revisit these same tracks and figure out the best way to put them all together. So yeah, I'm going to kind of treat it like this iterative, time after time, getting more comfortable with it type thing. I have right now probably about 30 minutes of material, and there's a good chance it'll get even bigger because just naturally making ideas and stuff. And I have some other stuff waiting in the wings that I can throw in here as well. So yeah, thanks again for hanging out, everybody. And I guess I'll see y'all next time. Have a good evening. Stay safe. Don't touch anybody. because they might have coronavirus.